coming out of town right now, and what's been going on down south has been so critical about lack of water that the farmers have all lost their crops. And that being said, I unfortunately have to say that we have to go to the first stage of alert. Alert only about our water source, which is happening throughout the area and the state, and that we will now be restricting water to the use between 6 and 8 in the morning and 6 and 8 in the evening. That being said, it is only the first alert level of water use, and the first time in 5 years. It's cyclical. It seems to be every 5 or 6 years we have to do this. But that we've had to do this, and I'm happy and proud to say that we're already working, God forbid it become necessary, but attending to the necessities of updating any of the work at the CRD wells in case, God forbid, that becomes necessary, so that we can handle whatever nature calls upon from us. This is only step 1 in a several-stage alert process. So please be aware, number 1, it's healthier for your plants. It's healthier for your gardens, only to water in the morning and in the evening after the sun, the intensity of the sun is gone, or else you're really just cooking. You're cooking your plants. As well, you can tell from the beginning of our season, when it was so tremendously dry before we got any rain at all, everybody's grass turned absolutely brown. Grass has a great resilience, and it does come back. It has been proven continuously, and the people at Cooperative Extension always tell us to have faith that it will come back as soon as it gets reneutralized. I think we hope that you all will heed. You are subject to a $100 fine if you violate this, and we hope that you can appreciate the status of the fragile reservoirs, not just in the village of Goshen, but throughout the entire area. Okay? Look forward to your cooperation. Aside from that, we had a meeting with the Friends of Maplewood this week, and it was twofold. There were many issues that we wanted to discuss. We were applauding the fact that we can finally move ahead with the cooperation of community development to do the repaving out here and the redoing of the back porch. Now that is a portion of that where the ramp is, of course, covered by community development funds. The other portion of the porch comes out of our budget, which is designated for maintenance at this place. But there were, excuse me, 2 areas. The little roof over the porch back here, and where the drain pipe on the fascia over here in the same area over on the edge of the building. In the back. Oh, the back. In the back right here. If you walk outside and look, you'll see they're both in the back, all in the same area. And it's water damage, and it needs to be addressed before it becomes a more expensive project and ends up undermining our roof. The Friends of Maplewood wanted to make sure that we understood that we don't have the funds for that. That's maintenance, and we're going to be calling on that to come out of the funds that we have put into the budget for maintenance for this year.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just want to remind everybody the Tour de Goshen is this weekend. If you get a chance, go out there at something, or if you want to take part in it, it's for a worthy charity. So be a little patient, because sometimes the police are going to stop you to let the bikers through. Okay, nothing further. We'll open it to citizens' comments.
Yeah, actually, I forgot one thing I wanted to mention.
Okay, go.
Downtown in the village, people have seen those large flower pots. Those were put there by Goshen and Bloom, so I just wanted to thank them.
And they are the best looking they've ever been. They are gorgeous.
It's just no cost to the taxpayers, just a really nice item.
Yeah.
So thank you to Goshen and Bloom.
Okay, citizens' comments.
I guess I'm the only citizen here tonight.
We're all citizens.
All right, I'm Kevin Loughran. For those of you who don't know me, I live in the town. I have just a few questions about the sewer issue. If it's redundant, because I know you guys answer these questions often, please bear with me. The $70 surcharge per quarter for village residents, is that just solely for the bonds, for the paying off of the capital project to build the plant?
That's correct.
Okay, fine. I can assume that all water use in the village and the town are metered, so we all know what we use, correct?
And in the village, everyone's metered.
Okay, everyone's metered for incoming water. town developments get charged for everything going into that plant, I&I included, correct?
Correct.
In calendar year 2009, how much I&I took place within the village limits themselves? How many millions of gallons of water? Because you can measure the town use on the I&I. You have the capability of doing that here in the village.
I don't have those figures in front of me, but to ascertain that, I'm sure it would be a matter of taking the total flows from the 2 town meters. Note that as you subtract that from the total flow. Then
So there is a meter at the plant that measures everything going in?
correct.
Good. So you do know how much I&I does take place in the village?
We could ascertain that.
Okay, maybe you can email me, or I can email you and you can let me know. How is the cost of the I&I in the village spread out amongst the village customers?
Well, the way it works is we take our total costs, and our total costs are operations, maintenance, debt service, and then we find out how much revenue we need to bring in. So that's the basis of the rate structure. So there's a rate, and then the assessment on top of that.
So the assessment is something separate to $7 a quarter?
Yeah. Right, but it's still on people's bills.
So the I&I is spread out amongst all the village customers the same way it is in the town?
The I&I causes, chemicals to be used, electric, et cetera.
Oh, I get
Those
that.
are part of the total cost.
Operating
So-
costs. I just can't understand why this big impasse is taking place. And I'm just one of hundreds of people, thousands actually.
Yeah.
And in one of the agreements that was signed year after year, there was a clause for arbitration, I believe.
David?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you've looked at the contract, there's
I'm just telling you what I've heard from Doug Bloomfield, that there's a paragraph in that existing contract that calls for arbitration.
Okay. Here's what the contract says is that any dispute, is it possible, Joel, you could just move just so I can,
I'm sorry.
I find it, I just want to be
Stop
able to look.
wrinkling that plastic.
No, I just want to be able to look at it. Okay, good. I don't have the contract in front of me. It has the same language for Arcadia and Hamiltonian Park. It says, disputes may be submitted to arbitration before the Orange County Commissioner of Health. Okay? Now, is that an absolute, from a legal point of view, I would say it's much clearer to say any dispute must be arbitrated, period. So if the contracts, the parties to those contracts meant for there to be a binding arbitration, they wouldn't have said only Orange County Commissioner of Health. That's the only person that's provided for in there. The inference that I draw from that is that means anything under the jurisdiction, i.e. anything health department related, would be arbitrated. Okay? On top of it, the Orange County Health Commissioner said, are you kidding me? I'm not doing that.
Okay. Wouldn't it be easier to get a mediator to solve this issue, rather than subject village customers, town customers, thousands and thousands of litigants?
Well, I mean, we're not going to respectfully talk legal strategy at a meeting,
I
but
understand that.
I don't know that it's necessarily any cheaper. Each side has to present their claim. Okay? Each side has to make an argument. Whether they make it in front of a judge or an arbitrator, costs are still going to be incurred.
All right.
And just to add, and that can be appealed to court. So you're right back where you started with.
I'm sure it can.
Yeah.
Now, just going back to the I&I. I know we have millions of gallons per year coming out of Hamiltonian Park. Is it likewise here in the village?
Again, I don't
It's a much bigger area, it's a much older
Have
infrastructure.
I&I? Absolutely.
Okay.
What the ratio is compared to the town districts, I don't have that in front of me.
What I can tell you is that according to the contract with the town, that the town had the obligation to eliminate I&I yearly and have a yearly program instituted all these years, and they have not. And the reason that they didn't was because it's cheaper just to pay for the water treatment. It's not coming out of their budget. You understand?
Sure.
Well, I think one of the positive things, and Kyle has spoken to this a number of times, one of the positive things that's come out of this from our point of view at our end is that we're taking some really concrete steps to identify our I&I and ameliorate it as we go forward. Because obviously it's expensive to do that, but in the long run it eliminates that problem and also gives us the capacity that we can sell to other people.
Oh, sure. fact, I got a few wrinkles in the recent bill that I received this week. There's an I&I charge all the time. I'm sure that,
In your town bill.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't realize you folks.
Can I ask you a question? How much was your town bill?
This quarter was over $800.
For water and sewer, or?
Yeah, everything.
How much was the sewer?